Hello everybody, it's Diane. I am here with a very cool idea, and I could say that because it's not mine. It's a video I saw recently, although you won't see this video for quite a while, from Helen at Moss Cottage. Thank you very much, Helen, because this idea is pretty cool. And she got it out of a magazine. I will link her video, and please go watch hers because she shows the original examples, which are very cool, and her examples, which are just as cool. And the idea is a strip art journal. So basically, you're making, I guess, any kind of art you want, but mixed media type art on a strip. I believe theirs were longer. I know Helen's was longer than this. This is about 6.5 by 2. It's a tad bigger than a normal bookmark size. And the original person and Helen just collaged all over it. Helen was using scrap stuff, which is a very cool idea. I have a lot of scrap. I did grab some magazines too. The original person, I don't know what they used, but it gave a vintage effect, and I did like that, so I think I'm going to go for that. This is just some stuff I happen to have sitting here, so that's why I'm doing that. And then the cool part of this too was the original person, they just made all these cards and then just bound them together with some, it looked like string and a little decorative doodad in the middle. It's not technically bound. It's unconventional type binding. Helen punched a hole in hers in the top and is going to put them on a book ring. That's cool too. Helen was going to collage both sides. I believe Diane's going to leave the backs blank, at least for now. Reason being, I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool to use it as a journal? You could write on the back. I don't know. So anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And what I thought I would do is just make one or two of these, and then I'll pause and make a bunch more off on my own, and then you can see what they look like when they're all done. And Helen too, her point was, and she's right, to just make one of these if your time is really tight. It should only take you 5 minutes. It takes Diane a lot longer. Sorry, my dog's barking. I get a little more involved and a little fussier than I probably should. But generally speaking, she's right. All right, hang on a minute. Okay, we're back. Hopefully the dogs will be quiet. I did add this as a scrapbook paper strip. But I was talking about time. If you make it very scrappy and aren't as fussy as some of us we all know and love, then yes, this should not take much time. The original person too did lots of layering from what I could see. Lots of layers, and then did, it looked like a stencil with gesso or white paint over in certain sections. So it was very, what I think of as mixed media looking. Maybe you have a different definition of that, but that's what it looks like to me. Helen also used gesso, I believe. And I will do that too. I'm going to either use gesso or paint colors. Maybe I'll come back and do that with you guys. I think though I'm going to do my normal thing. I'll glue off camera. That just takes me so long. All right, let's do one more. Then I'll pause, do my gluing, and come back and paint with you guys. Then I'll pause again, because no one gets enough of that. And I'll, like I said, I'll go make some by myself, and then come back, in a day or so, and let you see what they look like. Send for samples now. I doubt they'd be around now. This is an old McCall's, like really old, like 1950. And I don't know what it is with me. It just, yeah, I don't know what it is with you, Diane. No. It's hard for me to be real scrappy. I don't know. Like I've said before, I have a, fine art type background. I used to do drawing and painting and all that before all this stuff came out into my life. So since I have that in my mindset, it's hard for me to scrapify myself. I don't know. And I try. Lord knows I try. But it just, I don't know. There's that song, there's a song. I wish I could sing like Durante, but it came out plain old me, just me. It always comes out plain old me. Well, what else is here? As you can see, I have a couple books over here that I always sort of forget to use. Well, I have a lot of other stuff that's more handy, so then I don't think about the other stuff that's not right here. Which I would say stands to reason, right? Let's grab a magazine. Helen did use, I believe, like some stickers. I think the original two had maybe like a flower. So there was a focal thing, an identifiable thing here and there. And certainly, if you do this, you can do it any way your little heart desires. It's the best part of this stuff, isn't it? And how I'm going to sort of contain these or bind these, I have not thought about that. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't see this. I'm sorry. It's a funny picture. Unfortunately, a lot of times these McCalls, the pictures are too big to do smaller stuff. Now, I was hoping for a color. This looks like it's mostly black and white. Let's see. Well, all right. This is a square of a rug. A square of a rug? What does that mean? It's a square, and you get other squares, and you put them together to make a rug. So it is a square of a rug. Where else on YouTube are you going to hear that phrase today? We hope nowhere, Diane. Alright, that's kind of cool. I think it's a little blank up there. And some just little scrappy bits, some little torn something. And I think I forget to tear more than I should. I want it the other way. Without the white showing is what I meant. You could rubber stamp on this stuff. You could use washi tape, junk mail, wrapping paper, stickers, draw on it. And you don't need my permission. You can do any of that without telling me. I would encourage you to watch Helen's video. Her examples and the original ones are really interesting. Okay, That needs like a flower or a bird or something, did you say? Well, this paper is still out. All right, I'll take this rose. And as I said, I will pause, glue these two down, and then we'll come back and schmutz them up with some paint. How about that? Okay, hang on. Okay, I only have brown and white here. I think that ought to be adequate, since I'm just going for a vintage grunge sort of look. The original example, they had a definite pattern, like a diamond stencil or something. I think I have two stencils in my life, and I usually use them with ink. I hardly ever use them with paint. I suppose I could give that a whirl, right? Then you have to wash it. Of course, I wash it off with the ink too, don't I? Yeah, Diane. And yes, I know I commented on this once before, but a plane went by. I can hear neighbor kids. It's just that time of year. I'm sorry. All right, what about a little spattering? Okay, I don't think those are stunning. They're neat. What would make them stunning? Well, I was going to say neon pink. That would be cool, but then you're going to kind of eradicate the grunge look, right? All right, well, I'm going to think about that a little bit. I'm going to let these dry. I think when they're all done, I'll probably ink edges if I remember to do that. But as I said, I'm going to go on and make some more. So I'm going to pause the video here, do that, and then I'll come back and let you see them, all done all together. Okay, hang on one more time. Okay, I'm done. As you can see, I tied it up with just a piece of coffee stain fabric, just plain cotton. You could use string, yarn, pattern fabric, bind it with a ring like Helen is, embroidery floss, baker's twine, take your pick, leave them loose. So I have quite a lot of cards here. They're all blank on the back. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing with them, but I do think writing on the back is kind of cool. Like, just a little event, a day, a thought, quotes. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. So I'll let you in on a little secret. Yes, you can overdo the schmutz and paint. I kind of schmutzed them up quite a bit because I wanted that look. But like this one, this one, just as a couple examples, this one, it was too much. Especially as a grouping thing. So I went back with some ivory color paint and then hit it with my ink dauber and kind of blended it in. And on the ones I thought were too busy, I did just take a black pen and go around. That helps confine the chaos a little bit. I did break down and use neon paint. I forget now if I mentioned that. This is quite a long time later. I didn't want to put neon on because I didn't want to take away from the vintage aspect, but like this one, that image there without it, it's just so dull. It doesn't even have a lot of bright whites or anything, so I couldn't help myself. I thought it needed it. See, like this one had some painty stuff there and here, and I just thought it was kind of too much. That's a matter of opinion, pretty much. But you can't overdo it. And this last one is a little different because For some reason, I just thought of this. Does anybody remember? Probably 3 years ago, I came across this in a cookbook. It's marshmallow pudding a la Stanley, and I made some quip about I should do something with Stan Laurel with that. I never did. So, like I said, for whatever reason, it crossed my mind. So I printed off a picture of him, and then I went to look for this, and I couldn't find it. I was thinking, don't tell me I used it on something else, or I gave up and threw it out. But no, I did find it. Okay, well, thanks very much, Helen at Moss Cottage. Thank you, original artist person. Like I said, I will link Helen's video, and I do hope you go watch it because it's very inspiring, very cool. She's super nice. Thanks for everybody. Have a great day out there.